Grueling marches under harsh skies, relentless discipline, the ever-present spectre of savage combat. In this brutal reality, survival often demanded more than just training. It demanded an edge, any edge. Paradoxically, the Roman military possessed a remarkably advanced medical system for its time. Trained physicians, the Medici, applied knowledge inherited from Greek masters like Galen, understanding sanitation, performing complex surgeries, and treating wounds in organized field hospitals, the Valetudinaria. The scholar Dioscorides had even catalogued hundreds of medicinal plants, providing a sophisticated herbal toolkit. Yet, coexisting with this official medicine were deeply ingrained folk beliefs, carried by soldiers from across the vast empire. This was the realm of superstition, ancient tradition, and a desperate search for control. Central to this world was sympathetic magic, the powerful idea that like affects like. It was believed you could absorb the vital qualities of something, its strength, its ferocity, its very life force, by consuming or using a part of it. And in the Roman mind, few embodied raw power more viscerally than the gladiator. This belief spawned one of history's most startling folk remedies. Esteemed writers like Pliny the Elder, in his unnecessary AD masterwork Natural History, and the medical authority Celsus, explicitly describe a grim cure. Drinking the warm, freshly spilled blood of a slain gladiator was considered a potent treatment for epilepsy, the dreaded falling sickness. Pliny was utterly appalled, writing, "Epileptics drink the blood of gladiators as though it were the draught of life, applying their mouth to the wound itself." He deemed it abhorrent. Celsus described it with grim acceptance as a miserable aid, made tolerable by a malady still more miserable. The grisly logic stemmed from sympathetic magic. The gladiators' potent life force, their vis vitalis, still warm and vibrant, could supposedly flood the sufferer's system, violently replenishing a perceived weak or failing essence. But the Roman quest for cures delved into stranger territories, again chronicled meticulously by Pliny. Lizards and geckos held a surprising position in their folk pharmacopeia. Lizard ashes, mixed with oil, were applied to sores and wounds, suggesting a basic form of field dressing. Pickled lizards steeped in wine offered another bizarre concoction. Geckos, too, featured prominently. Their ashes were used not just for skin afflictions, but remarkably, Pliny lists gecko ashes mixed with water as another cure for epilepsy, a reptilian alternative to human blood. These strange brews and beliefs reveal a world driven by desperation, where the lines between medicine and magic blurred entirely. But did Roman legionaries themselves turn to these desperate measures before facing the enemy? The historical record remains largely silent on soldiers drinking gladiator blood specifically for courage or strength. This appears more rooted in modern interpretation than direct ancient testimony. Yet, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Consider the soldier's mindset. Steeped in the same cultural soup of sympathetic magic, facing terrifying odds daily, the allure of absorbing a gladiator's renowned ferocity must have been potent. It is highly plausible that individual soldiers, driven by fear or ambition, and far from the oversight of official Medici, might have sought this grim tonic, perhaps mixing the blood with wine to mask its nature, hoping to imbibe the very essence of the arena's survivors. This desire extended beyond blood. Even the strigmenta, collected scrapings of oil, sweat, and dirt from athletes and gladiators, were sold, hinting at a market for physical essence. Similarly, while official army supply lists wouldn't mention lizard rations, imagine a soldier nursing a festering wound miles from a field hospital. Recalling village remedies, crushing lizard ashes into a paste seems a practical, if primitive, response. More profoundly, reptiles played a role in apotropaic magic, the defense against unseen evils. Geckos, or parts of them, were fashioned into amulets, believed to ward off curses, bad luck, or the dreaded evil eye. For a soldier constantly confronting death and misfortune, such a charm offered vital psychological armor. What we see here is a raw, ancient form of biohacking. Long before modern science, these Romans sought to enhance their bodies and minds, to push their limits using the tools and beliefs available. They sought resilience symbolized by the lizard shedding its skin, protection embodied by the gecko amulet, and raw vitality drawn from the gladiator. Whether these concoctions had direct physiological effects is debatable. The power of the placebo effect, the sheer belief in the remedy, was undoubtedly immense. It could bolster courage, calm fears, and strengthen the will to survive. This wasn't merely superstition, it was an embedded worldview where magic, medicine, and performance intertwined. It reveals the stark contrast at the heart of Rome. Engineering marvels beside magical thinking, military discipline, alongside profound human vulnerability. This enduring quest for an edge for control over fate pushed them towards remedies both ingenious and undeniably grotesque.